Good evening, everybody. King Jordan here with the Republic of Galvonia with another little walk and talk update. Today I'm down here at Tiber Province. I'm harvesting chokecherries for this year's run of chokecherry products that we're going to be producing and rendering down. So normally we have chokecherry jelly, chokecherry syrup, and wine. But this year we're going to try to add a few more things. We're going to try to add some juice, a couple types of soda, and maybe even some other preserves and some different ways where we can use them, pre-package them, and use them for at a later date to be made into anything else. We don't have much in the way of refrigeration. We're kind of old school, a little more primitive. We do a lot of dry type, shelf-stable type things. So dehydrating, canning, obviously fermenting, all those things, they work quite well. It's been a pretty prolific crop of chokecherries this year. I'll walk back over here and show everybody. I've picked pretty hard right around the immediate area here, but they're just this whole region right through here, Tiber Province, and right along the Marias River. These river breaks is just loaded with chokecherries and a lot of other things. We sage. There's lots of deer and critters, birds of all different types. But the thing I'm after today is chokecherries. Let's see. I haven't really picked this little grove too much. So you can see just wonderful, wonderful little bitter cherries. But they make a lot of good products. So we'll be bringing those out and getting everybody, making them available to everybody here once we get done with processing. So we're going to try to expedite that a little bit this year. I personally have been out of country for most of the last month. I've only been back in Galvonia for a couple days here and there and an occasional weekend. I'm working on a very involved project still. So soon that'll be wrapped up and we'll be able to finish getting everything ready for the winter time. We're going to need to hunker down for winter as usual. So, but without further ado, I do want to talk about a couple other little things here. So I'm going to touch on, and some of these topics will be a more in-depth video. They'll be talked about in greater detail. I'll be putting up some videos and some written correspondence to match. But an important thing that I wanted to mention with our immigration policy is that it appears, and I need to follow up on this, but there seems to be a lot of things happening in our nearest surrounding neighbor, I would say, of the United States, where they're passing a lot of legislation and different things that might impede nomadic peoples and people who are living in their cars, or even van lifers and similar types of people in similar situations. So something that it's been on the docket for a while. We just haven't come forward with it. But part of in our articles of organization, we have a section in there for nomadic territories. And I wanted to extend an invitation to any and all nomadic peoples, van lifers, people who are, maybe you're down on your luck and you're living in your car, or maybe you don't have a place to stay. We want to try to reach out to a lot of those people, within respect to how much space we have, of course. But we have some space right now for a couple RVs, a couple vans, and even a couple people who don't have a place. We have some room that we could put people up in. So we're wanting to extend that out, and if there's any interested parties in starting a province or territory of Galvonia that is under a nomadic status, we are working on getting all the paperwork and everything taken care of for that. So a little invitation to any and all people who are nomadic, homeless, or van lifers, RVers. Even if you just want to be seasonal, that would also work. So we're definitely ready to start opening our doors to people. We granted a visa here very recently. We're still processing it, but we had an applicant, and we have granted their status for visa. So we're just, like I said, straightening that out, making sure all the paperwork is in order. A couple other things that we're working on is obviously our infrastructure. there's always work to be done there, but we're making steady progress. We have a couple projects that are hoping to be finished up before winter. A tear down of the old post office and the construction of the factory. And in between all that, obviously, we got a couple of little cleanup and you know, a couple of outbuildings that we'd like to maybe put together. And hopefully, excuse me, very soon we would like to do a wallapini or a kind of a dug-in greenhouse. So lots of plans for that going forward. But again, we'll do some more detailed videos, and I'd like to actually even submit or post some detailed drawings of some of these things so people can have kind of an interactive way to look around. At some point, there's going to be a interactive three-dimensional walkthrough map of Galvonia. That would be something that people can log into and virtually walk around and check things out and see, you know, what we have here, what we're building, and what we're working on. So that'll get posted up eventually. But many projects. We just need a little help here and there. So like I said, if anybody's interested in wanting to try what it's like to live in this beautiful place, very beautiful place here. It's just a wonderful little location, and we call this soft territory. This is not territory that is directly owned. This would, even if there's any private property, that's another thing I want to mention, is that our annexation process is very, very voluntary. So any territory that gets annexed, or any provinces that get annexed into Galvonia, must be done so with respect to everyone's private property ownership, and everybody has to be on board with it. So that's something that we believe in protecting, private property ownership. But this is all public land here. This is all public access, and it's a pretty frequent spot. People like to camp here. People like to visit and fish, pick chokecherries, and collect firewood. A lot of our firewood comes from the woods here. You can see there's off in the distance there's down trees and the like, which is sometimes they're too far gone to salvage, and other times we can collect them. But so that's where we're at with a lot of that. That's probably all I'm going to touch on today for this video. I just wanted to show everybody what we're looking at, what Tiber Province looks like. Last year there was quite a few videos that were supposed to be posted. I had a couple moto tours where I personally had rode through the province on my trusty steed. And it makes for a nice video. You can cover a lot of ground, and you can really show the large-scale lay of the land, essentially, through those types of formats. When you can travel at, you know, 50 to 60 miles an hour or more, it's a little easier to cover the ground. But when you're walking on foot, we're kind of down on a little spot here, but it's a very large area. And so anyone who's curious about where the area expands to, we have maps available on our website. So it's high grassland prairie, but we have a lot of deciduous woodland mixed in here along the river. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and until the next video, thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.